Hey everyone, I am Wendy from Baja Beach Wellness. We are doing episode 9 for Shifting Perspectives, the Baja Beach Wellness Diaries. Today we have Amy, our corporate wellness director. We have Angela, our director of team culture and guest engagement. And we have Bridget Coe, our owner and president. Coming out.
Did you get a new job title?
I did. I did. We just discussed it this morning. So joining us today, we do have some special guests. We have Lisa and Melissa from Axiom Healthspan Services. Axiom is a partner with Baja Beach Wellness. We have done a collaborative effort with them. They are actually located in the front of our Wyomissing location here at Baja Beach. So Axiom does advanced therapies like IV infusions, NAD+, peptides, weight loss solutions, including GLP-1s, Botox, vitamin therapies, aesthetics, and more. Like I said, right here in our Wyomissing salons. Lisa and Melissa, as I said, whose passion and expertise are at the heart of this collaboration. This episode, we're going to explore what health span services really mean, how these cutting edge therapies had transformed not just how we look, but how we feel and how we age, and why this partnership is such an exciting opportunity for us here at Baja. So Lisa and Melissa, thank you so much for joining us. Lisa, can you start by sharing a little bit about yourself and what brought you to found Axiom Healthspan?
Yes. So, Melissa and I are both nurse anesthetists, so we give anesthesia for a long time. And I guess 2019, we started Axiom as Axiom IV Therapy. We just recently rebranded to Axiom Healthspan since we expanded our services. And basically, we feel that healthcare treats, especially, what we do at the hospital, we're treating sick people. And even when you go to the doctor, you go there when you're sick, and they don't really promote wellness, things to do to keep you well so you don't have to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
So we are very much interested in things that we can do to help keep you healthy and out of the doctor's office. So that's where the IVs and the weight loss and the peptides come in. And then the aesthetics are just kind of the cherry on top, that if you feel good on the inside, you want to look good on the outside also.
Yes. So. Great. So, these things are becoming more popular in the wellness community. Can you explain a little bit why the IV is a much better option than, taking supplements orally?
Yes. So when you take something by mouth, it gets absorbed into your GI tract. A lot of things get passed through your liver and then gets excreted by your kidneys. And so you might only get, say, 20 to 50% of like a supplement, or even like the foods that you eat. A carrot today, which sounds crazy, might have half the nutrients or 75% less nutrients than the carrot that our grandparents ate, because the soil is so depleted and there's so many pesticides. So when you get an IV that has nutrients, minerals, the antioxidants added into it, and it goes directly into your bloodstream, you're getting 100% of whatever's in that IV. And even if it's just plain IV with the electrolytes, you get 100% of that. So none of that is getting wasted and your cells absorb it all.
Awesome. Can you walk us through the range of health span, services that you offer? What makes your approach more unique?
Yeah, so we offer, IVs is our specialty in nurse anesthetists. We're experts at starting IVs and doing IV hydration. And people would think that we focus on like hangover, but that's really, really small part of what we do. We really don't get too many people for hangover. Most people are for wellness and energy. They run themselves into the ground. They feel that they're going to become sick. And to prevent that, they come to us for our Rejuvenator IV and our Immune Booster IV are our two most popular IVs. And it just helps boost their immune system so that they feel better for longer. And actually during COVID, a big portion of our clientele were the Amish. Which you would,
that's interesting.
which you would think
Mm-hmm.
they wouldn't do this type of therapy, but that is very much in line with their whole health and wellness therapies. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's all vitamins and supplements. It's not like traditional medications that everyone's so used to.
Right. Yeah.
So that during COVID, that was a very
that was
eye-opening.
Yeah.
I know for me, myself, I would much rather go to a holistic approach, before I'm going to, the synthetic medication.
Right.
So NAD plus, I know I've been, seeing a lot about that. That's a huge buzzword right now. I don't understand it, and you see, I don't know about you guys, but I know that on my social media feeds, it's like, well, what's the best? And so can you talk a little bit about what NAD plus really is?
Yes.
How its properties are anti-aging and why we need that.
Yes. So NAD plus is nicotide adenine dinucleotide. And there's this thing called the electron transport chain, which sounds very complicated, but every cell has mitochondria except for the red blood cell. And the red blood cell is the mitochondria is what gives your body energy. It's like the battery pack. And I always thought, I just recently learned this, and I've been a nurse a really long time. I thought each cell had just one mitochondria. Well, it turns out like each cell has thousands of mitochondria. And as you age, the number of mitochondria you have go down. And so the amount of NAD significantly goes down. That's why a little kid, you see them running around and they have all this energy. And you see someone who's 80 who's struggling just to get out of a chair. It's because their NAD has gone down by like 80%. So the NAD is important not only for energy and that energy production, but also for repairing your body. And then that's why you start developing all these diseases the older you get. You get diabetes and high blood pressure and heart disease and cancers because of the lack of NAD. So if you can replenish that and repair the cells as they're damaged, as becoming, it prevents them from becoming damaged. And so that's why it's so popular, is because they found a way to, if you see like a supplement that says NAD, your stomach usually destroys it and it doesn't really get, absorbed properly. So there are like precursors that you can take, but it's still not as good as doing the NAD IV that goes directly into the bloodstream and gets absorbed. But we not only have IV, if people are afraid of IVs, we can do NAD spray that goes directly into the nose and goes right into the bloodstream near the brain. So it helps with brain clarity. And we have NAD cream that goes directly onto the skin that helps with wrinkles and with any like damage that you have from the sun. And we also have like an NAD foam injection kit that is a tiny little insulin needle that you can inject yourself, 2 or 3 times a week to give yourself that energy. And we have several clients that are doing that at home and just loving it, because then they can control how much they're getting and how they're feeling and not have to come for an IV. Because the IV can take,
it takes a while.
Yeah, it can take a couple
hours. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So it's a longer IV process.
It's a longer IV. The more DNA damage you have, the more the NAD make you feel not so well when you're getting it.
Yeah.
So the younger you are, people can tolerate it and get it, and the better in shape you are. So we have given it to a lot of professional athletes, and they tolerate it pretty well and can get it pretty quickly. But then, like my husband and I did when we first heard it. It took almost half the day to get it.
Yeah.
In.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember that was
Now
the one I did.
Yeah, I
when we
thought
got it
you did
done.
that
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Yeah, it did take a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So you just
you had a very low dose. Like,
Yeah.
there's different dosages. But my husband and I, we were doing the strongest
They did the
dose. Not knowing.
Oh my
Yeah, get a pig to see how it goes. So if somebody did an NAD IV treatment with you, like when would they expect that they'd have to do that again? Is that kind of a one and done sort of thing, or how does that work?
Typically, ideally you would get like 4 IVs within a 10-day period, ideally, to get like the biggest boost. And then you would do it monthly.
Monthly.
To maintain.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do you guys see, I know peptides at home, injecting peptides is the new hot thing. What else do you guys offer? Do you guys offer any other peptides besides the NAD plus that people can inject at home?
Yeah, so we offer the GLP-1s, which are peptides. And they're the medication that help with weight loss. And we also have copper peptide, which is really good for skin repair and hair growth. Oh, sorry. Tell them Italian. But yeah, so we offer, and everything that we offer is prescription. So it's all prescription strength, and it's goes to your needs.
So can you explain a little bit, because I'm not really clear myself, so some of our viewers might not be, exactly what are peptides? What do those do for your body?
Yes. So everyone's heard of protein, and most protein comes from animal meat, but you can also get some protein from beans. But protein is when your body breaks it down into amino acids. And when you put some amino acids together, that's what a peptide is. Peptides are short chains of amino acids.
Gotcha. Okay. So you did touch a little bit on the GLP-1. What kind of options there? That is, of course, all over the headlines. There's so many different options. You know, we have these celebrities in Hollywood that are skinny to begin with, and they're using it for, whatever reason. They don't even look like themselves anymore. But, there's definitely a place for it for, common people that aren't celebrities. So what kind of options do you have that way, and what, sets you apart? Because again, you're looking at everything on your feed and you're buying whatever. And
right. So we offer three different peptides. We have GLP-1s. We have tirzepatide, which is like Mounjaro, but these are all compounded, coming from a compounding pharmacy, so they're not the brand name. We also have semaglutide, which is like the Wegovy or Ozempic. And then we have liraglutide, which is a much older one that is a daily, where the other two are just weekly. You do it once a week. And with all of them, you can lose 20% or more of your body weight. And it's very significant. But with all of them, you have to be careful. You have to make sure that you're exercising and eating enough protein to maintain your muscle mass, because even when you're losing weight normally, people always talk about a yo-yo diet. Well, when you lose fat, you also are losing muscle. And then if you start eating again, now you have much less muscle, and then you gain a lot of fat. So you want to be sure that you're eating plenty of protein and exercising, doing muscle building type exercise. And that's the way to prevent that. Because most people that are taking it only want to lose a certain amount of weight and then come off of it. They're not diabetic and then going to be taking it the rest of their lives. So, but one thing about the GLP-1s that a lot of people don't know, now we don't treat diabetics. If you're diabetic, we will send you to the endocrine doctor. But if you are a diabetic and you've had heart disease, any type of heart attack or stroke, these GLP-1s decrease your chance of having another heart attack or stroke by 35%.
Interesting.
So
more health benefits.
So anyone that I talk to, and if they're not a candidate, but they have that history, I tell them, please call your doctor and please ask them to put you on that, because, my brother-in-law alone has had 5 heart attacks, and his doctor never recommended, and he's a diabetic, and they've never recommended that to him. And he finally got started on it just recently.
Wow.
But yeah,
that's huge.
It's
huge.
It's huge. For sure.
Wow.
I think the biggest thing, like you were saying, most people that want to take them for weight loss, they want to take it and then get off of it, is getting that mindset of, this is a tool to help you make a lifestyle change. You still have to make the lifestyle change. Because I know so many people that have gone on those and they're like, oh, I'm just going to still eat crappy food and still
the quick fix.
I'm just going to eat less of it. And it's like, no, use this. If you're going to do it, use it as a tool to, change your lifestyle. Super important.
Yes. Yeah. We've had a couple people lose 100 pounds that they were eating right and they were exercising, but they were so overweight, they could not lose the weight. And when they started GLP-1 and lost the weight, and we taper them off of it, it's been over a year now for both of them, and for 2 people I can think of. And they're keeping the weight off and haven't gained any weight because they are eating right and exercising.
Right.
They had that mentality going in, which was helpful.
Right.
For them. They just needed that boost to jumpstart that weight loss.
Yeah, that's
which a lot of people need.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
So, we talked about things you can do for inside your body, but I know you also do aesthetics as
Yes.
well, like Botox. I think pretty much everybody's familiar with Botox.
Yes.
I'm getting my first Botox injections with
Yes.
Lisa this Saturday. I hope you ladies
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome to the club.
Thanks. So what other, is there anything else that you offer besides the Botox that we should talk about?
We also offer, well, actually, we didn't talk about this yet, but this is something brand new.
All right.
You're hearing it here first.
All right. Yeah, you're hearing it here first. We just partnered with the company Evolus, and they offered Jeuveau, and it's another type of toxin that also rivals Botox, and it lasts just as long. And I trialed it on Melissa.
She did.
She was my guinea pig. We always trial it on
each other.
on each other. Just I'm not gonna just put it on a client and see how it goes.
Right.
So
Okay.
and we really liked it, and it seemed like it worked really well. So we're gonna start offering that to clients in the next few weeks.
Okay.
What's the difference with this product and Botox?
So it works just as well. It works just as long. Actually, they say there's studies that it works a little bit longer, but has it been that long that I could say them for you?
Well, I mean, it's been very many months that I
Okay.
desperately need to
Yeah.
touch on that.
I didn't time it, so I guess I should have. But it's a little bit less expensive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And what's baby Botox? You guys is that like?
So it's the same as Botox. It's just a smaller dosage.
Okay.
It just, it would roughly be like half of the amount that someone would typically get.
Is that like a good first, like if you were just first getting into Botox, is that like a first good step one is like start with like baby Botox?
Absolutely. But it does depend on too your wrinkles and it, Botox isn't going to fix sun damage and that kind of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, for someone new trying it out, you can always add more in later just to
Yeah.
get an idea of.
Yeah. Well, some people like the frozen look and they want not a single wrinkle. They want everything perfectly
That's me.
smooth.
I know. I need more.
Yes.
You can see what I'm thinking. I don't like it.
But other people like to still like their forehead and they still have expression. So
Right.
it just depends. So if you want some expression still, then you would go with the lighter amount. So then we call that baby. Also, much younger people are getting Botox earlier because they want to prevent the wrinkles. Because the more your face moves, the more you're creasing your skin, and then the wrinkles develop. And then as you get older, then the creases become more permanent because you've been, making that frown or that or a smile, raising the So a lot of times I think that's where the term baby Botox came from. Because younger people getting it as a preventative measure, so it's a much smaller dose.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the misconceptions I've always heard. Cause like when I started getting Botox, I just had this little divot, right here. And I knew my mom has like no wrinkles. She's like 75 years old, no wrinkles, except she just has that one right there. So I knew that was coming. And so I started getting Botox and people were like, you don't need Botox. You're too young. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to do it to prevent it. And like now, like I told you guys, I haven't had Botox for like 2 years. I'm going to get back on the wagon, but it really does help and prevent things. And I think that's, people think you have to wait till you have wrinkles to get Botox. If you have like a certain expression all the time and it's going to eventually cause a wrinkle, there's no reason to not get it before as a preventative. I feel like that's like a huge misconception that people have.
Yes. And a nice side effect of it, if you get migraines, it helps reduce the migraines.
Do you guys also do Botox for like underarm sweating as well? Do you guys do that, or do you do that? Leave that to like the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave them off for that.
Because that would be considered like medical.
A medical.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
So, you can use Botox all over the body.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, she touched a little bit on the, myths and myth busting education in that. So, what are some of the biggest misconceptions that people have with IV therapies that you kind of run into? And myth bust some of that.
I don't know, really, with the IVs. I think people are just they don't really know about it.
Okay.
So they're
Right.
not sure.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, well, I've heard of it, but I don't really know much about it.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much.
And I think they don't realize how good they're going to feel.
Yeah.
After.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can definitely attest to that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I've had a couple IVs recently, and when you do run yourself into the ground and you're just like constantly pushing, going, which we all are like all the time, I for days afterwards felt just like so much better. I felt like I was recharged, and but on a different level. It's like that same kind of feeling like after you eat a meal, but you're not full, but like your body's full. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's really how I feel after I get one.
Love that.
Is there more misconceptions maybe with like the GLP-1s?
Yeah. I would say that's probably the highest one that has the most misconceptions. People hear, oh, a GLP-1, oh, you're cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah. Like you're taking the easy way
or
out.
you're
kind of
taking the
thing.
easy way out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they
clients
hear
don't
all
want-
these horror stories, which, if you did your research, they're not truly horror stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's,
Maybe people that just didn't treat it right. They didn't exercise. They didn't
Yes.
hydrate. They didn't get their
Yes.
protein and all
Right.
that. So, they're probably blaming the GLP-1 when
Yeah.
it's really that they just didn't do all the things they needed to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And one of the big things with the GLP-1s is it slows the bowel, the movement of the bowel. And if you're diabetic, that you have that a lot of people have that problem already. And then if you take a GLP-1 on top of it, then their bowels can become paralyzed. And you do hear these stories where people's bowels have become paralyzed like permanently, but it's such a small percent. And they had that problem before they even started taking it. And if, most clients, if they have any problems with like every 2 weeks, I'm texting them, how are you feeling? Are you constipated? And if they are, I'm like, we're right on top of it to make sure that doesn't snowball into a bigger problem.
I love that. Yeah. So you got a good follow-up going, answering questions as you go along. So, when you have somebody that's new coming in, how do you approach the safety and individualizing their care and, what's going to work best for them? What are your practices that way?
So we do a health history on everyone. And, we also, for certain procedures, they have to have a consent sign.
Okay.
The GLP-1 is one of them, the IVs another, and so is the Botox. And then we go over, what their goals are and, what is it that they're trying to achieve. Not everyone is eligible for the GLP-1. They have to be a certain BMI. And we're not going to just give them the GLP-1 just because they want it.
Yeah.
Which I know other places will do that. We'll just give it to somebody. But no, there's a certain criteria for it. And so we go through what their goals are. And then, like I said, the follow up is like I have reminders in my phone, to text and to call people and just to, how are you feeling? How's it going? If they're really nauseated, we cut back on the dose, if they're really constipated, and with the GLP-1s, like there's like 7 or 8 typical dosages. Well, we definitely don't go all the way up to the top dose because the goal is to come off and your body naturally makes GLP-1. So our goal is maybe to get to the middle of the road dose and then to taper back down so that their body can still make it naturally, and then don't stop at cold turkeys, come back down, taper it down so that their body can start increasing their own natural production as they're coming off of it. And we've had a lot of success with that.
Great. So where do you see this in 5 to 10 years? Where do you see regenerative medicine going? What direction are we all heading?
So
I feel like that's the future of medicine is really regenerative and wellness.
Yes. I am obsessed with this.
Yes.
About it.
I love it.
I said she's biohacking herself. She's going to outlive all of us.
Yeah. Great.
Truly.
She has all your secrets onto all of us.
Aging backwards.
Yes.
I think that's so important because you guys talked about, the IVs, like the NAD plus and your mitochondria. And, you know, the red light therapy is a huge for your mitochondrial health.
Yes.
And it's like people need to realize they need to break it down on a cellular level, like what is going on in my body. And those are the little powerhouses of your cells. So
Yes.
even just doing any little thing to help your mitochondrial health, I feel like people are going to see such an amazing difference in that.
Yes. And I that's what we're focusing on now is the mitochondria. So when I met Bridget through a mutual friend, and she told me about all the things that they were doing here with the cryo and the red light. And you should see my house. Like, everyone makes fun of me. I have a red light sauna. I have a red light panel. I have a red light helmet.
I love it.
Yes. And I do cold showers every day. So I just, and it's all to recharge the mitochondria and to help repair the body. And when I found that they offer all these therapies here, it's the perfect thing to
The best combo.
combine with everything that we're doing. And I just, the more that, and when I come and I can, you know, have time to get in one of the therapies here, I do that too. It's like,
it's definitely the best partnership because, you know, if we have members, you know, you're looking to take everything you're doing at Baja to another level, you know, you stop and see Lisa. If people are coming in to see Lisa, you know, stop at the desk and see how we can, you know, help with our therapies here and our modalities to try to, you know, take what Lisa's doing and make it effective even longer, you know, just like
and
the
one
red
thing
light.
we didn't even talk about was the glutathione, which
Talk about it.
I love glutathione. Let's talk about glutathione.
I don't know what that is.
It's your master antioxidant.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's your body's master antioxidant. And the only way you can get it is by eating the right diet. And then your body converts like broccoli and all the healthy vegetables into glutathione. And then that's what helps detoxify your body. But, you know, most people don't eat the right diet. And even if they are, the glutathione levels are very low. So when you get a glutathione injection or a glutathione IV, that helps boost your body's antioxidant properties and helps detoxify. And let's face it, we all have, you know, all these toxins in our body, the air pollution,
Heavy metals.
yes, heavy metals,
Wow.
like the toxins that are from the pesticides and the glutathione. Like everyone needs glutathione, and not only that, it helps. It helps with the free radicals that are in the body and the free radicals that you get from the sun. Like it helps it'll actually lighten your skin over time and get rid of that skin damage that you get from the sun.
And is that just through an IV, Lisa? Or
you can also do like a home kit with that.
Okay.
Get a vial and inject yourself at home.
That sounds like something we all need. I feel like I could come in and spend like 5
I
hours with you and just do all the things.
And it's really important. You know how I talk about my like genetics all the time.
Yeah.
There are so many people that, you know, the MTHFR gene, you know, that's like the big thing everybody's talking about right now because there's so many people who have that mutation of that gene.
Yes.
And there are other methylation genes, and glutathione is like the sacred grail for them because you have a harder time detoxifying with that.
Yes.
So I'm like a big proponent of like getting your genes tested so you can like find out exactly what you need to supplement with.
Yes. And I think it's becoming easier and less expensive to get that kind of testing done.
Yes.
And I see that as the future of where we're going.
Yes.
My son helps me a lot with all the tech stuff in my company, and you know, like we're looking into like genetic testing and that kind of testing, something that we can offer on a mobile service that would be, you know, what's the best solution for your body. And that's where I think we're going to be going in the future. And then we're going to say, well, you know, get your IV or get your glutathione and then go get your red light therapy, or do it the other way around, whichever is the best for each person, and make it more individualized.
Yeah.
So that you feel your best.
I really feel like that's going to be definitely the future of preventative healthcare, is finding out exactly how your genes work and what makes you tick, and then what you can do to, you know, make your body work the best it can.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have gotten IV therapies?
Mhm.
So
Yep.
like What I have not. I'm such a newbie. Like, you gotta break me in. We're gonna talk for a while on Saturday. Anything. So what kind of misconceptions? Like, what did you think before you went into this and talk about it?
Go, Aim.
So I am the worst blood test taker, needle in this area of my arm. I'm fine with shots, but if you put any kind of needle near this, I just get very lightheaded and want to pass out. These gals, it was like nothing. I just looked to the side. I didn't even realize they put it in. And then you just sit there all comfy cozy and then it's done. And then you feel great. And it's like the best. If you are scared to get a blood test, you don't even feel it when you get one. It's fine. It's totally fine. I think you kind of had the same, like you were like a little.
I don't like needles,
Yeah.
but I just need to look away when they put it in, and then I'm fine. And it's easy peasy. And like I said, I felt so replenished when I was done, and not a replenish that you can really get from anything else. It's like hard to describe, but it was kind of like, I remember, it was Melissa or one of you was like, you drink so much water, but you're actually hydrating your body in such a different way when you're getting an IV, and it's so much more effective. And I can feel that for sure.
I loved when I got my IV. It was so relaxing. I don't have a problem with needles, but yeah, it was relaxing. We were all just sitting around, talking,
like IV party. Yeah.
And I forget which one I got, but I think it was just like a vitamin or hydration pack. It was good. Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
So what is the average time? I know you said that like the NAD would take longer. Like what kind of time frame are you looking at?
Usually about 45 minutes, an
Okay.
hour.
All right. So it's like a slow drip. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So any questions? Anything else you want to add that we haven't touched on?
Oh, can we talk about the copper peptide cream?
Oh,
So
sure.
that is great for anti-aging, right?
Yes.
I'm really interested in that.
Yes.
Okay.
I just started using it about 3 weeks ago, and I did a before picture. And
You always look amazing.
And because I have some like sun damage, because when I was younger, sunscreen didn't exist.
Yeah.
We laid out with baby oil. I'm
Mhm.
aging myself here.
Yeah.
But so I have a lot of sun damage on my skin, and I feel like it's getting lighter. Because I don't wear foundation. I probably should, but
No, you don't
no,
need
you don't
it.
need
Oh
it.
my God.
Yeah. So jealous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I feel like I didn't do my after picture yet, but
Yeah.
I want to wait till I'm going to do it for 2 months. And
That's
see
like a
how it is.
moisturizer, right?
Yeah,
So
it's so creamy and silky, and it's blue, which is weird.
yeah.
It's like a blue silky. I should do like a Instagram reel.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
just to show it
For sure.
Yeah, and my son's using it for his hair because he starts to get not my
Okay.
older son, my younger son, because he's starting to get a receding hairline, and so I got the copper peptide for his hair and also a red light helmet for him.
Red light's great for hair regrowth. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we did a before picture with him. So I do feel like his hair's getting thicker.
No, it does seem like it's getting thicker.
Yeah.
That is so
Just
cool.
to look at him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not even up close.
Yeah.
That is so
So-
cool.
How often do you have to do the injection? If you do the copper peptide injection, what do you recommend for that?
We don't have a copper peptide injection.
Okay, so it's just the cream.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But believe me, as soon as they offer it, I will let you know. And the copper peptides are like almost always out of stock on the pharmacy website.
Really?
It's
Yeah.
very popular. So I always order 2 at a time for myself.
Yeah.
Wow. So if any of our listeners are interested in the Axiom services, we can talk a little bit about how to book through you, book through Baja, and how all that works.
Yes, well, they could do either. So Baja has a link on their website that has Axiom Healthspan, and they can click on that link and it'll bring them to our website.
Okay.
Or they can do it directly through our website and just let us, I think it says on there, how did you hear about us? Just please let us know that you found us through Baja.
Okay. Anything else you want to add? Any other questions? Ladies want to add in? Okay. Well, thank you, Lisa and Melissa, very much for joining us today, giving us more insight in what Axiom does. Like I said, right here at our Why I'm Missing salon. Visit our website, hook up with Lisa and with Axiom. So Thank you so much. Join in, share this video, sign up on our website. We also do have the app. You can find all of the podcasts right through the app. And until next time, thanks for joining us. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.